Yo guys, what's going on? Kyle here with the Card Guys. I am joined by the one, the only, top tier Yu-Gi-Oh! What's going on, Anthony?
What's up? How's it going?
And I'm also joined by Connor as well. Both of them actually are a part of the Card Guys media team. And we're all three big Subterra advocates. As you see on the screen here, we have a whole bunch of Subterra cards, different cards we can play in Subterras, and we're just going to have a discussion. I'm going to be the ignorant one in the conversation, and I'm going to ask dumb questions to get answers from them, see what we can do to, I guess, make the deck the best it can. We're going to see what we can do by breaking the deck, making it the most optimal to play, and we're going to give you different ideas for different variants you can do, different combos that we'll talk about and such. But I guess if you guys want to introduce yourself first, go for it, and then after that, let's take it away and talk about the new support we got in Maximum Crisis. Either one of you can go. It doesn't matter.
Alright, yo, what's good, guys? Connor, recent addition to our new media team, which is lit, by the way. So I've been playing Subterra since it came out, basically. Got introduced to it by one of my friends, and I was just like, man, this deck could actually make some pretty good plays, but it was just too slow in the very beginning. And so just trying to find ways to speed it up, like once Archer came out, just started screwing around with Metal Foe builds, testing out Zoo builds, just going along all those lines, trying to find a way to make the deck like be able to turbo out its big dudes and be able to just make better boards, basically, and actually be able to play the game instead of having to have this slow type of flip-flop control. But anyways, like, I've been looking forward to this, the support. I was so happy to see that we finally got what we needed, and we'll just be talking about that throughout the video. So
What's up, guys? I'm Anthony, and similar to Connor, I've been playing Subterra since they came out. And like you said, I hated that whole flip-flop type of mechanic, and it seems really slow at first. So I've been actively trying to find ways to make it faster, stronger, more powerful, and really get it to that next level of the other TCG exclusive archetypes. Because I also played Cosmo, I played Burning Abyss, so it's only natural that I play Subterras as well. I even played Noble Knights, so literally all the TCG exclusive archetypes I've been a big fan of, and this is no different.
Awesome. Well, first and foremost, are you guys happy that Final Battle is a rare? Because I'm pissed.
Like I said, fucking bless the support, man. Oh, this is Final Battle is amazing. I love it so much. It gave us exactly what we needed and like a little bit extra, like the effect that allows us to combine the attack and defense of our Subterra monsters, but like just giving us something that allows us to make plays on our opponent's turn, and then the fact that it's a Scrap Iron Scarecrow to where it resets itself is just amazing.
It does everything. It's almost like they had a create a card contest and pick the best one, because it's one of those create a card ridiculous effects. It doesn't make any sense for it to have 4 effects, but I'll take it.
Like, I guess the only downside, which people are talking about, is it's not searchable, but like, I mean, we're pretty much asking for Jesus Christ in a Yu-Gi-Oh card if they made that searchable. So I mean, like, I'm okay with it even not being searchable. We're going to get to it. We're going to see that card one way or another. So, I mean, I'm excited for it. I think it makes the deck whole, I guess you could say. I think it kind of ties everything together. Just as Fiendus. Fiendus, I think, is the best card in the entire deck.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, don't forget about the new Bay, Fiendus, over here.
Fiendus like, is literally the best card in this deck.
We got a hand trap that's a Solemn Judgment. It's just like, boy, the meta got Ghost Ash or Ghost Spring, whatever it is, but we got our own like archetype exclusive Ghost Ash, basically.
We can also negate Ghost Ash.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly, which is the best part about that. So now, like Hidden City, you can just protect your Hidden City.
It's not even that. It's protecting Hidden City, and then something that's bothered me like since I started playing this deck, which is like why I like the Metal Foe variant, because you could like recycle your stuff and like flip and counter and whatnot when your stuff would get destroyed, so your board's not entirely wiped, but it's that you could stop board wipes now with this card, which makes it that much better.
Exactly. That was always such a big problem. Like, no matter how good your hand was, generally it meant you'd end up with a board full of set monsters, which means you can't do anything against the Raigeki. And like they had Burrowing but that requires too much setup. You have the level 6, but I mean, that's impossible to use. It's awful. So this really gives you a feasible way to protect yourself from Raigeki, from Kaiju Slumber, or anything that will wipe your board.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and get to talking to some different things that goes along with this deck. Let's talk about different variants, ratios. What do you think the best variant's going to be, whether it be just a pure 40-card version, or if you think a hybrid is the best way to go about it? Personally, I've seen a lot of combos that have been rising on the Subterra TCG group on Facebook, and there's a couple plays where they can go like Naturia Beast and all this other stuff. Do you guys think that's the most optimal, one of the most optimal combos, or do you think like the deck has so much more potential than just to summon a Naturia Beast?
Honestly, like the way that I'm looking at it is like, yes, Naturia Beast is great. Like it's a good card. It like Pendulums can't do too much about it, but it's just like it's gotten to the point in meta where it's just like we're going more on monster effects now. So it's just we have a lot more easy outs to Nat Beast. Because it's just like, oh, they're playing Zoo, and you have Nat Beast on board. It's just like, overlay, Dryden, just, okay, like, Nat Beast is gone. It was pretty easy to get rid of. One of the better combos I've seen is being able to use some of the True Kings to be able to go into VFD, because VFD is just such a good card.
What about you, Anthony? I know you have a lot of ideas, because you are the Subterra extraordinaire.
I mean, I think Nat Beast is really good, but like you guys said, Nat Beast isn't enough. So if you can have Nat Beast plus anything else, like Nat Beast plus, I don't know, Dryden, Nat Beast plus BFD, Nat Beast plus even like a set Umastrix in Final Battle, Nat Beast plus something in Fiendus, that would be really good. So I think it's just having Nat Beast and anything else makes it really strong. Mm-hmm. The problem is being able to do that consistently. Mm-hmm. That's where sort of the ratios and deck size come into play.
Exactly. I was going to ask then, like, with ratios, now if you're playing like Naturia Beast, then you're going to have to be playing like Glow Up Bulb more than likely, and other things like that. Now, what do you think is the best ratio with the not behemoths like Fiendus, Warrior, and Archer? Do we even play Archer anymore?
Well, that's something that I've been debating about a lot. Like, I've been looking into it quite a bit, and so it's just like with the Metalfoe build that I used to play, obviously Archer was a 3 of, because we just had 3-card combos of just popping Archer, setting Stalagmo, and just drawing cards basically. But it's also with Zoo, I guess you would probably run Archer as a 2 to 3 of, because like popping that with Barrage just allows you to go nuts. Something that I've really been liking has been the Kaiju variant. Well, I wouldn't say variant, but just running a Kaiju engine in the deck, because that allows you to, 1, pop your own Archer, 2, like main deck board wipes, and like Kaiju use themselves in order to out like stuff on your opponent's board. But it allows you to pop your own Archer, set like whatever Subterra monster you want, or summon whatever Subterra monster you want, put a giant body on board to have tribute fodder for Nemesis Warrior, and like it works pretty well with the deck.
What do you think, Anthony? Do you think what's the best ratio to go about? Obviously, I think Fiendus is the best small one right now. Like, obviously, we're going to be playing 3 him, but what do you think about the Warrior to Archer ratio, I guess you could say, in the deck?
Well, you guys are also forgetting about Defender. And so that's also...
Oh, whoa, Defender, my bad. Hold on.
No.
I'm kidding. But,
let's not.
The troll is real.
I think it really depends on the variant that you're playing. And so there's so many different variants. So like you said, if you're playing the Zodiac variant, then you definitely want to play more Archers and then less Nemesis Warriors, because usually your Zoo stuff are going to take up your normal summon. If you're playing like a Metalfoe or a True King variant, where you're going to be destroying a lot of your stuff where Archer is more important, then it's not as necessary to be playing Nemesis Warrior, and so you're going to want to max out on Archer as well. But if you're playing like a pure variant, or a variant that has like Brilliant Fusion, things like that, that focus on using Nemesis Warrior's effect, then you're going to want more Nemesis Warriors, of course. So it really depends on how you want to summon your behemoths, because you have to summon them somehow. And then Nemesis Warrior, Fiendus, and Archer are the best ways to do so. You just have to sort of choose your engines that utilize them best.
I mean, it's pretty obvious that Fiendus is going to be like a 3 of, no matter
100%.
Absolutely
what way you put it. But I mean, honestly, I could see pure, like a more pure variant, honestly, only running probably Archer as a 1 of, possibly a 2 of, just because having her like having Warrior to be able to tag out to her just in case a board wipe does happen that you can't stop, to where you're able to summon her, and then once it resolves, she gets destroyed, and then you could still like have something on board afterwards, is actually really useful.
Yeah, I think it's necessary at 1. It's also pretty decent, like if you only have a single card, if you only have Hidden City and no other sub-tier cards, Archer is the best one to be able to search and then maybe set or just have.
Yeah,
I agree.
For sure.
So going off from the small ones, we're going to talk about the behemoths. Now, I know the 2 cards that we're going to talk about more than anything else is the Umastrix and the Stalagmo. Now, are there any other behemoths that we'll see play? If so, like, are we just going to play 3 Umastrix, 3 Stalagmo, and like one of another one? Or like, what is the best ratio, and which ones will we play?
Now, see, I've been talking with Anthony about this. He's more on the side of playing triple Stalagmo, whereas I'm more on the side of double Stalagmo. Stalagmo, no matter what, is at least a 2 of, like, at the minimum. He's our D draw. He gets us advantage, basically.
He's fucking huge, too.
Yeah, 2,800.
He's our 2,800 beat stick. Umastrix is, well, in my opinion, will always be at least a 2 of. It's got a 2,700 booty. It allows you to just be able to banish whatever monster you, well, granted it targets, if it didn't target, that'd be absolutely nuts. But it does target, it could still banish monsters, which is really good. And as for ones that I would think would see play, Stygo Kraken is typically a 1 of, just because being able to destroy set cards your opponent has is pretty good. The level 8, the new card that we got, I can't even remember his name.
The Foolish Burial, the Glacier?
Phosphoro Glacier.
Phosphoro Glacier, yeah, however you pronounce it. He's actually really good. He's a foolish for literally anything in the deck, which is where you see a lot of these combos like Nat Beast, BFD. Well, I guess primarily just a Nat Beast combo coming off is just like sending Glow Up Bolt to grave, so on and so forth. And it's just like, it's really good that you could send anything to grave.
Yeah. That's
just nutty, because it's just like, oh, I need a Nemesis Warrior? Cool, just send it away. I would think Ultramophis, like, has a possibility to be a 1 of. He's a 3k beat stick, and he's the deck's Book of Eclipse. It's just a good, really good card for interruption, basically.
I agree with that to the most part. I think it's just really tough to find space for everything, because the effects are really good, but you don't want to have too many behemoths. Like, you don't want to have 8-9 behemoths in your deck, because if you draw multiples of them, it's not very good, because you'll always need a starter card to actually do anything.
But what about having Fiendus then? Like, if we technically have 9 copies of Fiendus in the deck.
Yeah,
That's
no,
true.
like Fiendus was the monster that we needed from the beginning. Like, I called us getting a hand trap in, what was that, Raging Tempest, where Defender came out. I was just like, okay, cool, we're gonna get a hand trap that can flip itself face down, and like, it'll be all right. And then we got a hand trap that was complete ass, and I was just like, well, we're screwed. And then I saw Fiendus, and I was just like, this is exactly what the deck needed. It's an automatic unbrick for any of our hands, allows us to get stuff from grave. Like, it's a Monster Reborn, a Solemn Judgment. It's exactly what this deck needed.
It does unbrick your hands, but I actually think it's not very good to do that. I mean, it's good if that's your only option. Like, if your only option is summon Fiendus, set itself to summon the Behemoth, I mean, you have to do it if it's your only play. But if you have other options, it's better to keep the Fiendus in your hand. And so while it can help you summon your Behemoths, I just don't think it's good to play a lot of them, because you don't want to have to summon your Fiendus to do that.
You don't want that to be like your one play you have to commit to. I see.
Yeah.
It's just a problem, because it's just like, you want the Fiendus in order to like stop your opponent's plays, and then just having to set it face down to be able to actually do something is sort of
Yeah, exactly. I think like Stalagmo's a 3 of course. But the only reason I think Stalagmo's a 3 of, you said you like it as a 2 of. But just the fact that it's useful in multiples and it's something that's always good. It's one of the very few behemoths that is a +1. So this deck, you want to have card advantage, and not melee effects actually inherently give you card advantage. Umastrix does as well, and that's why Umastrix is another the good ones, of course. But Ultramorphous doesn't. The level 11 doesn't. None of the other ones give you card advantage. Well, the level 5 does, but it's pretty rare amongst the behemoths.
I mean, technically the level 8 could give you some sort of advantage, but
I mean, you have to attack before you do that. And so just generally, so when it comes to even giving yourself advantage, so Ultramorphous, Stygger Kraken, and Stalagmo all do, but it's always better to give yourself more cards than to take cards away from your opponent. And so that's why I think Stygger Kraken, not Stygger Kraken, but Stalagmo is better than the other ones. That's why I think if any of the behemoths should be played at 3, it should be Stalagmo.
Okay.
But then after that, double Umastrix, or even 1 I think is fine, just because you don't want to play that many. And then I think the level 8 is probably necessary at this point.
Just as like a 1 of, you would say?
Yeah, just as a 1 of. But then from there, I think that Ultramorphous and the level 11 Spellgeist, I think they actually serve a very similar purpose. And so amongst the other ones, they're all pretty unique, like Stalagmo is your draw 1, Phosphoro Glacier sends to the graveyard, Umastrix is removal for monsters. But Ultramorphous and Spellgeist, they're really similar in that once they flip, you have to attack in order for them to do anything, and they're both, huge, 3,000. And so they sort of serve the same role.
They're beat sticks, basically.
Yeah, they're just beat sticks. And so I don't think you need both of them, but just maybe one of them would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, going forward, I want to talk about, I guess, a few different builds that we could possibly see be featured on the channel very soon. I know there's different... We all know now with Final Battle being a card, it resets itself. So, of course, we've been seeing more starter cards now. So, like, you don't have to technically use Fiendus to get your monster, like your behemoths, out of your hand. So, like, we're seeing Instant Fusion into Raging, and then Raging flipping itself face down to start your engine, start your plays.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, you're playing Instant Fusion, and so therefore you can play Theseus, which gets you into Zulkin. Do you guys like the interaction with Final Battle and Zulkin? Because I think it's fucking...
It is very, very cheeky, to say the least. Just having the ability to constantly reset Final Battle, and then having that being able to trigger Zulkin is just... Like, if you could get the board set up for it, it's pretty nut.
I agree. I think it's crazy. What do you think about that specific interaction with Zulkin and Final Battle, Anthony?
I mean, I think Connor described it well. It's cheeky, all right. But the cool thing to note about it, I think, is that the first 3 effects of Final Battle require you to have a sub-tier. Even if you don't have any other sub-tiers, because going into Zulkin's going to take one of them, and then that might just be your only play. But you can activate the 4th effect of Final Battle even if you don't have any other sub-tiers.
Yeah.
So just saying that sub-tiers can't be negated the rest of the turn. So that's just going to be like a lingering free effect that you can just activate whenever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to do whatever, and you have access to Michael, Crystal Wing, Red Dragon Arch, or whatever the
Scarlight.
The
Scarlight,
Dragunity card.
The Dragunity card you could possibly play, like, per se. Going on to the next little deck then, variant, you could also play True Kings in the deck like we spoke about before. So now you have Diagram going to be out, and it's apparently expensive shit, but whatever. You'll be able to destroy your Archer, for example, with Diagram, and then you're able to get your plus off your Archer, or get your effect off Archer, and then you'll be able to get the Earth True King, which obviously you'd still be able to do a combo to where you can do Zulkin still, and then on top of that, you'll be able to hit the 6 cards out of your opponent's hand, like that combo you saw with Trident. So, do you think that could be a viable play, a viable asset to the deck in general?
I would say that, just testing stuff out. It's just like you constantly want to see hidden cities, so you're already running terraforming as a 3 of basically, if not a 2 of. Even though it may cause bricks in your hand, it's just like you really need to see cities. So having an extra target for terraforming is just really good. And then you're already running, like most builds, you already see people running the Earth True King just because being able to hit 3 cards out of your opponent's extra is really good, especially against stuff like Zoo, as well as possibly Metal Foes, I guess. But yeah, just being able to plus off of that, and then also having the possibility to make VFD by, like, it's a particular combo, just saying that, like, you special the level 9, which is, he's but it's just like, it's what would allow you to go into VFD, basically, because VFD is a pretty good card. This will kind of...
Of course. What do you think about the True King version of it, Anthony?
It's probably one of my favorite variants right now between that and the Zodiac versions. But yeah, like you said, you have to play the level 9. And so that's sort of technically another brick in the deck, but it is worth summoning VFD, or I guess True King of Calamities, as it's going to be called.
Yeah.
And so it does affect your behemoth ratios, which make it sort of difficult to build. And then also you're just playing a few more brick cards, but I think it's ultimately worth it because True King of Calamities is that good. If you combine that with, like, say a Fiendus, like, it's going to be impossible for your opponent to win, because it's going to give you pretty much 2 free turns to do whatever you want.
Exactly.
And so it's just going to let you, flip-flop everything.
I can definitely agree with that. So I know you, Anthony, you talked about a lawn mowing version. What does that exactly entail?
And so pretty much with Fiendus, it's going to allow you to get all of your behemoths back from the graveyard. And so you're already playing Instant Fusion, so Norden's an option. You have Fiendus to get back your things from the graveyard. You have Hidden City, which can search Fiendus. You also have Subterra Cave Clash, which can get things back. Mm-hmm. So there are a lot of ways to get your cards back from the graveyard in this deck, surprisingly. But also the level 6 is a dragon. Not a dragon, but it's a zombie type. And so similar to like the Lightsworn decks where you play Mizuki and the Shiranui stuff, you could play like Fairy Tale Snow, which you can send to the graveyard with a level 8. You can play the Shiranui stuff, Mizuki to summon back the level 6 behemoth. You have like Synchro plays, Xyz plays. It's ridiculous, but it is an option.
Okay, awesome. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about the deck? I mean, right now, I guess I don't know anything else really about the deck for the most part. So if you guys have any like final closing thoughts you want to give to the viewers, I guess maybe leave them on a cliffhanger if you want to. Maybe we could do another one of these videos. We can actually talk about each deck in general once these cards come on YGO Pro, or once I get them in person. We'll be able to put a picture on the screen and talk about the entire deck and what it all entails, and we could go over combos with it, like on Dueling Book, once those cards come out on Dueling Book, if you guys want. What any final words you want to give to the viewers?
I did actually want to talk about some of the different engines that people still try to play. And so, one I want to mention is the Prediction Princess engine. And so, a lot of people still...
I love that version.
Do you?
I loved it when I picked up the deck the first time.
I think it was good back then, but I was actually going to talk about how awful it is now.
Oh, no, it's probably awful, but it was good back then.
I think it was necessary then, but, I feel like
now it's that we actually have stuff that could, flip up on our opponent's turn.
Yeah.
It's
all of the sort of the checklist that you have for a card being good or bad. The Prediction Princess just fails everything. It's like a ritual monster. It's level 9, so that's really awkward because all your best ones are level 8 and lower. So you have to tribute multiple monsters to summon it. And then pre-prep's the only good card. So you're only playing 3 good cards with that engine and 3 pre-preps. And then you have to play at least 4 bad cards.
Yeah.
It's a 3 good card to 4 bad card ratio is not good. You're gonna brick all the time, and you already have your behemoths, which are bricks pretty much. It's just bricks on top of bricks. But then,
speaking of bricks, here's the auto top. We've been talking about this. It's just a lot of people in Anthony's comment section on his channel have been saying oh, why do people run Terra Top? It's bad. It's just okay, don't know when like the auto top has ever like been irrelevant really. But just having a free rank 3, primarily being Invoker, it's special summoning Nemesis Warrior for free, more or less, and then you could still do plays after that. Other options being stuff like Ghost Trick Alucard, where you're able to, like, this is something that was just discovered one day, is that you could go into Ghost Trick Alucard with Terratop and Takenborg. His effect is you could detach one to pop a set card your opponent controls, which is really nice. Then you could overlay him into Ghost Trick Angel of Mischief. Angel of Mischief, you could detach to add a Ghost Trick Speller Trap to hand. So you add Ghost Trick Scare, which is like, it's a card that allows you to flip up all set monsters you control, basically, which is still really good. Even though we got Final Battle, that could only flip up one card that we control, while Ghost Trick Scare is able to flip up everything. So, like, even if you do have the play where you have to summon Fiendus in order to flip one of your, be able to get one of your big guys on board, you're still able to have Scare. You could flip Scare, and then it just flips up everything so that you still have that negate waiting for your opponent.
Yeah. And it's funny you mentioned Alucard, because I was testing Subterrace earlier today, and it actually came up to where I needed Alucard specifically. So I read that my opponent had a set Solemn card, and so that would have been a situation to where if I went Totem Bird, they wouldn't have been able to stop it. If I went Invoker, they could have stopped it. But Alucard allowed me to answer their set strike before actually making my play. And then after that, I was able to go into Angel of Mischief, Search a Scare, and it just sort of, it sort of steamrolled from there.
It's just free. Like,
yeah,
that's the thing. And
another really cool thing you can do with it is that if you just have like a Hidden City in Terratop, and any other Subterra monster, you can summon a Nemesis Warrior. Special summon Terratop, Takenborg. You want to do that first before summoning the Nemesis Warrior, of course. But their total levels are 10, so you can tribute all 3 of them for Nemesis Warrior's effect, summon a Stalagmo, and then use Hidden City to flip Stalagmo and draw 2 cards. Yeah, and bring back the Nemesis Warrior. And it's just like a basic combo where you go like, I think, +3, +2 or +3, and it's really easy.
Did not know you could do that with it. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, no. Another funny thing is, like, running both Kaiju Engine and the Speed Road Engine, we all know that we always draw Takenborg without Terratop, always. It's just one of those things. But playing the Kaiju Engine is actually kind of funny because you could run the Wind Kaiju, which you could activate Kaiju Slumber, special summon Gamma Seal, special summon the Wind Kaiju to your side of the field, and then that, since you control a wind monster, you could actually special summon Takenborg.
Oh, and then you can normal summon Archer and make a rank 3.
Exactly.
Broken.
Wow.
Broken.
Well, we've been at it for like 28 minutes. I feel like for the most part we've kind of covered everything for the most part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Any closing words you guys want to give? We'll definitely be back on the channel for sure to talk about this more in depth. We'll get some replays together for you guys and talk about it and just overall just have a. We want to be one of the go-to places for Subterrace because all 3 of us are pretty big advocates of the deck. So and we want to make it better. We want to make it obviously one of the best. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Do you guys have any closing words?
We making Subterrace great.
Make Subterrace great again.
Awesome.
Well, I don't think that they were really ever great in the first place, but
they will be. They will be.
we making them great. We making them great.
If you guys want to, definitely check out Anthony's channel in the description below. Top tier Yu-Gi-Oh! He has replays of the deck. He goes into in depth. He's got great editing skills, so he'll be. You won't be disappointed from his videos. Thank you again to both of you for coming on and talking about this. I know something you guys are passionate about, and so am I. So I'm glad that we could go ahead and bring, I guess, a little bit of everybody's knowledge to the community. Hopefully everybody likes it. If you guys have not already, leave a like on the video. Comment what you guys think about the deck. What you guys, if we didn't mention something that you've been trying that could work, let us know in the comments below because we would love to hear information from you guys and anything regarding to this particular archetype. I think it's probably one of my favorite. I'm kind of did the same thing with Cosmo, like Anthony said. Once they announced Cosmo, I'd shit my pants, man. It was great. So But yeah, guys, don't forget also to support us on Patreon if you guys want to be tutored by some of the best players in the game. Definitely go ahead and check that out. You'll get some great bonus points and great pointers and everything from a lot of the team over here, the Car Guys. That's pretty much it. Be sure
one more thing, actually. So if you are interested in playing Subterrors, which you should be after watching this, if you want to buy all the cards, go on YGOsingles.com. And then what's the code, Kyle? I know there's like a code, right?
Hey.
Yes, if you want to get anything with the Subterra cards, definitely go to YGOsingles.com and use promo code TCGZ, as in Zebra 5, to get 5% off your order.
But 5% off, guys.
That's actually a lot.
Yeah.
And it goes directly towards us, helps us out to get better equipment for all of our streaming, our video making, and everything like that. So if you guys would, like to, all that is in the description below. Be sure to check out all our sponsors, Threes Up, Ultimate Guard, Fitting Accessories, Twitch, anything like that. Just go ham and check everybody out. But until next time, guys, I'm Kyle, Anthony, and Connor with Car Guys. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Later.